Not every day.
You know, the way we started off this day, I didn't know if I'd be standing here talking, saying we have a chance to go 9-0, but we watch that team tempo just open up the game with the opening kickoff, and then watch our offense go drive the ball. And just defensively, we didn't play well. We're just missing too many tackles. They were able to run the ball effectively the first half. Then you watch the second half, we come out, and it's a totally different defense. We're able to shut down the run and then actually pitch a shutout. But this football team is a resilient team, and it does. It always just finds a way to win. And, you know, we talked about earlier, we need to go play well and execute and just stay locked in and stay focused and not get down to the end where someone has to have a winning drive, where we had to count on Teddy to go out and operate the offense to get a winning drive. But to see the game that Teddy Bridgewater had 5 touchdowns, and what is was unbelievable about Teddy is he's able to just find the open receivers. Each week there's been a different receiver step up. Today it was Andrell, and Andrell deserves it. I always talk about the seniors. And I talk about seniors need to play their best football. And Andrell Smith is playing his best football, along with Cupper, along with Mario. You know, those guys are playing their best football right now with Adrian Abushel. But watch Teddy operate, and then watch our offensive line protect, and then we're able to get a 100-yard rusher and Jeremy Wright. But on the defensive side of the ball, we're able to come up with the turnovers, and then we're able to just go stop the run. I know they rushed for a lot of yards, but we made them one-dimensional. They couldn't throw the ball that well, so we were able to just lock in and just make sure that we stayed in our gaps in the second half and then go tackle.
Charlie, what did you tell the team about? I mean, when you do something that's never been done at a program before, that 9-0 start, no matter what happens this season, that'll be something to hang your hat on for.
You know, I guess we really have not even talked about just our record and just where we. Each week, it's just our focus has just been on the team that we're playing. And you know, we're sitting there at 8-0, and I never once say, "Hey, we're 8-0, we're number 10 in the country." I just say, "Hey, listen, guys, you have a good Temple football team coming in there. It's going to be a tough game. We don't like it." And this morning at breakfast, I kind of rattled their cage a little because I just didn't feel like the focus was there. You know, guys were coming in late, and it's just not the character of our football team. And I said, I'm going to tell you this right now. When that game start off, we're going to be in a dogfight in the beginning. Now, who's going to step up and see who can take over the leadership of this football team and go lead this team and see how well we can come back and bounce back and play. And that's what we're able to do.
To be 9-0, what does it mean for you personally, for the program? I mean, this is a start moment, something that's never happened before.
Well, I just look at it with our program that we still, you know, you're sitting here at 9-0, and we still not anywhere near where we should be. I mean, you look at that game today, and you start that game off, you're like, oh, God, that's an 8-0 football team out there playing. And I couldn't believe it was. But just to watch it, that there's so much to teach from, so much to learn from today's game. And it's good because you don't want guys to get full of themselves. You don't want guys to start thinking, hey, we're 9-0, we're really good. No, we're not a really good football team. You know, I could take 2 or 3 plays out of this game, and I could show you guys that we know we're near where we should be.
Coach, the team's getting behind some in the opening half of games. Is there any strategy on how to give them a jump start?
Well, the strategy is let a team get ahead and let us come back. I think we're good for playing from behind. But you know, you watch that game, the start of that game, and we give up that opening kickoff, but then we were able to come back and answer. Then they go up, but we were able to get the lead coming in at halftime. But it's just that our team never panicked. You know, we sit there and say, hey, it's a 60-minute game. Just continue to play. Good things that happen. We'll make it happen. Somebody will make a play. And right now, the player who's making those plays is over on the offensive side of the ball for us.
You mentioned Andrell. What's the difference in him? I mean, why is he playing so much better lately and this year?
Well, you take guys and you watch them just develop and grow up, and I think that's what's happened with him. He's grown up, and now he's a senior, and he wants. And I told our seniors, I said, it's not a large group of seniors, but I would love for you guys to just leave your mark on the program. Just leave your stamp on this program, and that's what they're doing. You know, you look at Cup, you look at Mario, you look at Stein, look at Bushell, you look at Andrell. You know, they're just a group of guys' names that I would call. But Hauser, but the guys that are they're contributing to the program right now.
Andrell's pretty quiet when we're around. Is he like that all the time? What's he like?
No, he's very quiet, very soft-spoken, doesn't say anything, but just works. But, you know, the thing you like about him, you look at his body, he's big and he's physical, and it's hard to tackle him. You look at that throw we made down there in the end zone where he stepped out of bounds. They didn't even get him down. And that happens at practice. They can't get him down. And I can remember one day we was doing a tackling drill out there, and I can't remember who it was, but one of the DBs was chirping to another smaller receiver. And I said, okay, no, you keep talking, I'm going to put Andrell in. And I can't remember exactly who the DB was, but he didn't want no piece of that. And then I said, Andrell, he kind of backed away. I said, yeah, I just shut you up. But no, he's very quiet and doesn't say anything, but just his work ethic, and he just goes about his business and knows exactly what he wants.
Can you talk about the play at Hubble when you guys fell behind 14-7 with that big touchdown?
Well, we had worked on that play all week, and we knew it would be there because they're too deep, and we didn't know if we stretched the field to the outside, the safeties would come off the hash, and the tight end down the middle would be wide open. Then Hub catches it, and just to see him run away, I thought he was going to get caught. He kept looking around, and I said, "Oh God, score!" But we were down 14-7, and they got the game tied back up, and then. But just to see Teddy, but you look at Teddy Bridgewater, he's scanning the field, he pulls his safety here, then he looks left and he pulls his safety, and then he lets it go right down the middle.
Is Hubble deceptively fast to you? I mean, he's 6'5" and looks like he'd be kind of lumbering along.
No, he's because he's 6'5", and I think he weighs probably right around 250, not very big. So you could look at you could compare him, not that they're the same type of player, but like Marcus Smith with his size doesn't look fast, but he can really run.
Charles Brown kind of coming on week, 8 tackles today, a tackle for loss, and I think he recovered a fumble. I mean, is he a kid that's just getting better and better each week?
He will get better and better each week just because he's a freshman, and it's all new to him. So every time you tell him something, but the thing about it is he's just like a sponge. He just absorbs it all. And so a lot of times in a game, he's going to say, well, Coach, you told me it's going to be like it. But, sometimes it isn't like that, so you're going to have to adjust. So, but just to watch him just develop and grow, it's been a learning process for him, and he's only going to get better.
Charlie, you alluded to it earlier, but were you a little concerned when they came out? It was 14-14 and then 17-17, the little sluggish defensively. Offensively, you moved fine, but the special teams were a little sluggish too. Did that?
No, the only thing about that bothered me on defense is that just the missed tackles. And if you look at the long runs, I think we gave up the quarterback broke down the sideline, our sideline, and we fit the block. One of the defensive linemen runs under a blocker when he needs to get over the top to get the ball back inside. So it's all about just fitting wrong, and the gap control. So I just figured, hey, once we get into halftime, we can get all that straightened out, and which we did. And then sort of told the defense, I said, it's not that you're playing bad. It's like, it is, and it's nothing that they're doing that you haven't seen before. It's all about just making tackles and making plays. Someone needs to step up and make those plays.
Does this defense have a tendency maybe to kind of get down on itself when it allows a big play here? Coach Hurt was kind of talking earlier in the week about everything will be fine except for a play here or a play there, and then they'll just kind of take away from the whole of the game.
No, they don't get down on themselves. It's just that you're looking for excellence, and you're looking for perfection, and you're looking for all those things as a defense, and you want to build a really good defense. So when big plays happen to you, you kind of it takes back where they're shocked. No, don't be shocked, because those other teams practice also. So some teams, I said, look what our offense does to defenses. So some people are going to be able to come in and find a player too, and they're going to be able to exploit you, but. Can we bounce back and go make a play and go make the stop at the right time?
Coach, you say this team is nowhere near where it could be. What are the two things that you're going to focus on to make it happen?
It's still about executing, and just whenever we make a call on offense or defense, everybody's locked in, and you like to see all 11 where there's no mistakes. I mean, you look at it, we get the ball there on offense, and it's 3rd and 1, so we're going to go for the home run. We got a guy who's wide open, and we turn the guy loose, and Teddy gets sacked. We got a guy in the flat is wide open. If Teddy gets the ball in the flat, he's going to run and score. And then Copeland had double moved his guy, and he was just standing there wide open. So it's all about just executing. Then you look at it on defense, gap control. But what's great about it is that you can still teach, and where guys they can't get full of themselves. And even though we're sitting here 9-0, hey, we still got some ways to go. Let's go get better, continue to get better.
Coach, you are 9-0 in a BCS conference, but people put the other undefeateds in a separate conversation. Should you be part of that conversation at the least?
Well, I think that what happens is because we're not a part of that conversation, people just look at our conference. But you look at it, I mean, who's to say, you know, when you look at those undefeated teams and those other conferences, I mean, take us and go play some of those people and let's see where we stand and where we fall. And that's something, you look at it, I mean, Virginia Tech's they played Cincinnati beat them, and someone else in our conference beat them, I think, Pittsburgh or someone. And so, you know, I try not to get caught up in that because people have their perception about the conference already. So, but the only thing we can do is continue to play better each week and get better each week. And maybe, you know, at the end of the day, we find out where we end up at.
Had some shuffle on that defensive line with Brown and Malden and DeBose. Can you talk about how that's been shuffling and who's been stepping up there?
Well, what has happened, you lose some guys there. So now you still have Mount who's there, and then you still have Marcus and Louis Maines inside, Jermaine Brooks and Brandon Dunn with Roy Filon. And so we have enough bodies there where we're not hurting. So it just we're going to have to shuffle them around. You know, some people, you know, it's that time of year where you're going to have anywhere from 6 or 7 offensive linemen, 6 or 7 defensive linemen. So it's all about rotating them and just finishing the game and getting them through the game and being smart how you play them.
Charlie, what's DeBose's status?
DeBose is he's suspended right now. So
Charles Gaines was not out there.
Gaines is suspended right now. So
Will they be back for Syracuse? Or?
I have not made that decision.
Coach, everything said about the defense, take away the opening kickoff, you guys allowed 10 points. So how well did the defense play today or not?
It's just that you look at it and we were able to allow them to continue drives because of the missed tackles. And anytime you get a team, you know, you look at it, okay, it's 1st and 10, and it was a quarterback throwback where we didn't cover one time, and then, you know, there were the different variations, you know, but we just have to tackle, and we have to stay in our gaps and make sure that everyone knows how to fit the ball, keep the ball inside and in front, and don't allow the ball to get to the outside where we can rally to the ball. Make people run sideways. Don't let a back run downhill. Make a back run sideways because we have enough speed to go run them down.
Are you concerned about the special teams coverage? It's now a continuing problem every year.
Oh, it is. It's a major concern because you look at the kickoff, and you know we just number one, we need to get the ball kicked. You know, you look at some people, they're able to kick the ball out of the end zone, and our balls fall anywhere from the 15-yard line to the 5. But we have to do a better job of kicking the ball. Then it doesn't. Once it ends up where it does, we have to do a better job of just going down the cover.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you.